Kane is in the building.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Los Altos High School. We're at the Division 6 semifinal game. Los Altos is hosting Long Beach Bruins. And
the Long Beach Wilson Bruins.
Don't get Wilson Bruins.
The Wilson Wildcats over here. This isn't the game.
That's right. This isn't. Yeah, you would. They look the same color, same.
A little bigger team than the team they played earlier in the year.
And let's talk about this, Fred. So Los Altos has not been into a championship game since 2014, but they haven't won one in quite a few years.
Yeah, going back to the Gano years when he won 4, and before that it was Despain. And look, they knocked on the door a couple of years ago, and here they are again. And the way everything plays out, Tom, if they win here tonight, they can get by Long Beach Wilson. That's a big if. They would host the championship game next week, something they couldn't do 2 years ago when they were the home team because their field was in such terrible shape. They made them go to Cerritos College. Next week, with this brand new spanking field, they could play that championship game here. But they got to get through this team first.
Well, let's talk about this team, Long Beach Wilson. Not really known to many people in the Valley except those that watch a lot of the Moore League championship games. What can we expect from them?
Well, what you can expect is they've seen everything. I mean, they come from the Moore League, which has been Division I, Tom, for a lot of years because of Long Beach Poly up until this year. So you've got a team now that's dropped all the way to Division VI, and there's nothing they haven't seen yet. They won't be intimidated by Los Altos at all. But on the flip side of that, they're Division 6 team for a reason, and Los Altos knows that. They're not one of those Division 1 juggernauts. They've in the couple games they've lost, they've got spanked. But they're a really good team. They have a lot of athletes. That area, the Long Beach area, always produces a lot of good football players. So we're going to see. It's going to be a great matchup tonight.
Well, let's talk about some individual players, especially for Los Altos. They've got a star in the making. It's going to be his senior year. We've been watching him ever since 2014. Talk about Tyler.
Yeah, well, Tyler Nevins, everyone likes to say he's a downhill runner, Tom. I don't care what kind of runner is. The guy gets it done. He's rushed for, 2,188 yards. He's got 36 touchdowns. I think he's got over 5,000 yards for his career. And they also got Kody Olmos. A lot of people forget about him. Their quarterback. He's thrown for 1,562 yards, 16 touchdowns. And they got a couple other guys, Andrew Manuele and Anthony Lopez. 2 guys you've got to keep an eye on, Tom.
And as far as Long Beach Wilson goes, they got a heck of a runner over there, and that's he's got over 1,700 yards.
Yeah, and they call the guy Jacoby Hardy, Tom. 1,760 yards, 24 touchdowns, and a quarterback equally impressive in Tanner Frost. He's got 1,670 yards and 18 touchdowns. So we're going to see a team that's really balanced tonight. They have been all year.
We'll bring you highlights and interviews right after this. Los Altos looking to get into the championship game for the second time in 3 years. It was the end of the first quarter when we got our first points. Tyler Nevins, the focal point of the Los Altos offense, gets this down to the 1-yard line, and then he would convert from 1 yard out, gets into the end zone, takes a hard lick right there. They would go for 2. Andrew Manuele hits Art Vargas. 8-0 Los Altos. Long Beach Wilson on the next possession. 6'6" quarterback Tanner Frost hitting DeJour Smith for a first down. Then it was Jacoby Hardy who's going to score from 1 yard out for them. 8-6. They would go for 2 points, and they would get it as well. We're tied at 8. It didn't. It was close. But the official comes in from the other side and says he did hit the plane. Kody Olmos would then go to work, hitting Vargas here. They get it down to the 5-yard line eventually, and it would be Nevins. His second touchdown of the night. They would kick the extra point on this next one and go up 15-8. After a great return by Hardy, set the Bruins up in great field position. With about a minute left in the half, Frost would then scramble for 25 more yards. They get it down to the 1, and Frost would call his own number, sneaking it across into the end zone. They kick the extra point as well. We are tied 15-15 at halftime. Second half action. Los Altos works it down to the 5, and it's almost to Vargas. for the score, but they would miss the extra point, taking a 21-15 lead. Back comes Wilson, and they go to the hottest player on the night. That would be Jacoby Hardy. He goes almost 72 yards on this run, almost untouched. They too would miss the PAT, so we're at a 21-21 tie. Los Altos would get a field goal to take a 24-21 lead, and then after the kickoff from the 20-yard line, they hand it off to Hardy. And when he gets into the secondary, he hits another gear because they didn't even get close to him. First lead of the night for Wilson, 28-24. Tough defense right here by Wilson, needing to come through with the big sack on the blitz. Then on 4th and 1, needing a stop, Los Altos gets it. Frost suffers a loss right there. Then the final drive of the night. Here is Nevins getting a nice gain. Gets knocked out of bounds. Then Olmos is going to connect with Khayman King to the 25-yard line, and the clock is ticking. Nevins then gets the ball down to the 12-yard line with this run. Less than 30 seconds left. Then with 10 seconds left and no timeouts, we'll let you watch the end.
And we said from the get-go, if we leave a gap open, he's going to go to the house. And sure enough, he did it like 3 times tonight. You know, number 5 is super dangerous on the edge. They got us on some screens, and I'm proud of the kids for hanging tough because those guys brought a game. And heck, they're coming down from Division I. They got to play against Long Beach Poly every year, so obviously they're prepared for big-time talent and big-time speed, and they had a gear that we haven't seen. And it's just more credit to the kids for hanging tough through that and pulling it off, man. The composure, the love for those guys have for one another, man, it shone through tonight brighter than the sun.
Coach, you've been here before. You've had big games. You're on the way to the finals. What's this year's team compared to any others in past teams?
You know what? It's hard to compare. Every group of kids is different. You know, I thought in 2014 our kids were great, man. That game came down to 3 plays where our 3 best football players missed tackles. You know, but even then the kids never gave up on each other, and they're all here tonight, man. Those guys, they do it for the right reasons, you know, and hopefully we just keep going. You know, we've tried to keep every game the same. You know, you get down to week 13, I'm just like, gosh, it's just, you want to keep going. You want to stay the course. You don't want to do anything different. You don't want to get in their heads and make them think, oh, it's the finals. Now you got to play your best game. It's been, since week 1, it's just play your best week in and week out, and hopefully we get better along the way, and gosh darn it, they are.
Here we go, Front Row Blood. I'm here with Los Altos. It's Khayman King. Khayman, you are the king tonight. What is that like to catch a game-winning touchdown? You know, there was no time left on the clock when you hauled that in.
It's an unexplainable feeling, really. It's all about effort and your heart. It's here and here, really. We need one more week. That's week 14. We've been saying since spring we wanted 10-0. We wanted week 14, and that's how we get it right there.
I mean, that ball's in the air. You know there's going to be no time left. You've got to either come down with it or you don't. Yeah. What's going through your mind?
Nothing really. It gets real quiet. I focus on the ball coming in, and the rest is history.
You got a championship game. It'll probably be here next week against Paraclete. Talk about what you guys are feeling right now.
We're going to go and watch film. We're going to focus on the little things, really. We got the big things down. It's going to be the offsides, the running of routes, the timing and everything. It's going to be all down to that.
There it goes. And Mr. King, he's got the great name tonight because you are the king of LA tonight. Congratulations. Here with Los Altos is Kody Olmos. Kody, take me through it. Game on the line. There's 1 play left in your season. You hung it up there, and Mr. King came down with it.
It just felt like a movie, just like out of a script, you know. Just the clock's running down, everybody's going crazy, and just a huge play happens. It just doesn't seem real. I
mean, what goes through your mind when you see that he's brought it down, the officials' arms go up, and you guys are in the championship game?
It was the greatest feeling ever. I don't know, just like the best feeling I ever felt. That's how I feel.
And now you're going to host the game next week. It's going to be against Paraclete. Just your thoughts. One more game to go for a perfect season.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll just be amazing. You know, all these seniors work so hard ever since they're freshmen. Even us, our class, since we're juniors, I think we really deserve it.
Congratulations. Art, if they told you it was going to come down to a last second play like this, I mean, can you believe it? This is the way you're going to get in the championship game?
I didn't. Honestly, it's crazy. I mean, I'm just happy my friend came down with the catch, and we're able to go to the next game, which is championship week. I mean, it was a hell of a game, but I mean, you know, I just think God's put us in the right place to make that right play, and we did it.
How nerve-wracking is that final minute, actually the final seconds, when they're pushing you back and it looks like all of a sudden it's 4th and long. It's almost a desperation pass at the end that Khayman comes down with.
I mean, it's kind of tough, but I mean, it's like a team thing. You just got to keep going, moving forward, and you can't look back. Like, if it's a bad play, you got to move forward. You can't look at the bad stuff. You just got to keep moving on as a team. I
know there's a big smile in there somewhere. I mean, how does it feel knowing you're going to get a championship game next week? It's likely going to be right here in your field where you get a chance to close out a perfect season.
It feels great. I mean, especially on this new turf. But I mean, I don't want to keep talking about it. I just want to do the job. Let the job do the work. You know, I'm tired of just doing the talking. I want to actually do it and actually post a ring and a banner up in the hallway.
Well, congratulations. You'll get your shot next week.
Thank you, Fred.
Here with Los Altos is Tyler and Evans. Tyler, you had 2 big touchdowns tonight. But tonight, when your game is on the line, I know you've been their workhorse all year. You needed something. The time was winding out. Talk about that final play where you go to Khayman King and he comes down with the catch to win this.
You know, it's all about our brotherhood, you know. Even though we were down with 25 seconds left, we kept believing. You know, we had our faith in our defense. Our defense made mistakes, but we still have faith in them, you know. And we know it was going to be a tough game, and we came out and played our hearts out.
How hard is it to stay mentally strong in a game like this when it's going back and forth like that, and it's feeling like the game's slipping out of your hands?
It's real mental, especially when they have a strong crowd just as ours. So,
right.
You know, they build up from that momentum, but we kept our heads up in the game, and we focused and got that win.
2 years ago, you were a sophomore. You got to the championship game. It wasn't the best memorable experience for you. You guys lost that. You're back, Tyler. You're a senior. You guys are 13-0. You have a chance to close out a perfect season next week against Paraclete. Your thoughts?
We just finished strong. You know, I think the thing that's different from this class is we learn from our mistakes. So we're going to take from last year, from 2 years ago from the championship, and we're going to redeem ourselves next week against Paraclete.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you.
Well, just when you think Los Altos was out of it, they come back and they score a touchdown with no time remaining. They end up winning the game 30-28. They move into the finals. We'll be playing Paraclete right here on this field next week. For Fred Robledo, this is Tom Kiss reporting from Los Altos High School for the Southern California Newspaper Group.
How to be true, covered myself in numb things. Don't touch me and I won't touch you, trying to remember some